When you're ready, join me on your back. Bring your arms to the side of the body, your feet into a comfy position, hip width apart, a little bit wider. Take a couple of breaths here, relaxing the shoulders and bringing yourself to your Pilates mat. On your next exhale, a pelvic tilt. As you pelvic tilt, notice there's a little bit of abdominal connection as we do that. Inhaling, releasing. Let's try that again. So we can exhale as we tilt back, again noticing the upper body stays still, and then releasing. Let's try that just one more time. So imprinting the back, and then this time carry on peeling your spine off the mat, just starting to warm up the legs, the back, as well as the abdominals. And take a pause at the top, and then gradually come back down, inhaling and exhaling as we come back down. And then take a pause. We'll add in some arms as well. So when you're ready, imprinting your back, letting the arms raise up, and as you bring the arms up, reaching the arms up high towards the sky, and then behind your head, so you can stretch out through the upper body. Let the arms gradually come back as you slowly come back down, inhaling and exhaling to bring yourself back to your start position. Good. We'll try one more like that. Inhaling as you imprint this time, exhaling as you peel up and adding the arms with you. Reaching the arms up, and we can exhale the arms over the head. And we can bring the arms back with us, inhaling and gradually exhaling to come back down. We'll take our arms a little bit wider and hip rolls, so we'll take the legs from side to side. Again, just using the breath as we move side to side, inhale and exhale. So we're just starting to warm up the waist, the oblique muscles, still working with the back as well. And we'll do that so we finish on the opposite side to where we started. And then when we come back this time, we'll fold one knee in, let the back imprint, and then stretch the leg up to find a hamstring stretch, just ready for our next exercises. See if we can draw the leg in, find length through the back of the thigh, and keep the lower back onto the mat. As you bend the knee, fold the knee in, and then stretch out your right leg across the mat as well, lengthening the leg out, so we just get a nice bit of a stretch through the top of the hip. As we put both feet to the floor, we can do the same on the other side. Imprint the back and stretch the leg up. Just a continuous steady breath. Extend the leg to find that good stretch down the back of the leg. Good, maybe we can get a little bit extra stretch as we straighten the back of the knee, maybe not. Good, then when you're ready, bend the knee, fold the thigh in towards you and stretch out your opposite leg. Again, see if you can leave your back on the mat. Fold the thigh close to you as you stretch out the left leg or right leg. And then as we bring the feet back to the floor, just a little reminder of our back position. So for some of our exercises, there'll be a little bit of space between your lower back and the mat. And for some, we'll be lightly imprinting the back. Yeah? Just check you're not pushing your tummy out at any time. So if we start with a little bit of space between the back and the mat, we'll raise the right knee up. And then when you're ready, raise the left knee up. And see, just for this first exercise, can we keep a little bit of space between the lower back and the mat? We're pausing, just taking a breath or so here. Again, just checking in that we're not doming those abdominals. And then we can right to left, single leg stretch. We can exhale the leg away from you and inhale to return. So we can exhale, lengthen the leg, and inhale to return. So you might decide, well, actually this is better if I rest my back on the mat. I can get a little bit more abdominal connection as I do that. And you might even decide that you're going to do a single leg, just one at a time. Inhaling and exhaling. So whichever version you're on, we're going to do the last one on our left side. last one on our left side. Good, then as we bring both knees into chest, we'll imprint the back and bicycle the legs. I like this one because it's quite a simple sort of fun exercise as well, isn't it? But it really starts to get the abdominals fired up. So the back stays still, but just notice how the tummy has to work. So we get a little bit of work with the pelvic floor. We get a little bit of work, or quite a lot of work through those abdominals as well. And again, we can do a single leg here if we wanted. Okay, when we're ready, we'll put both feet to the floor and then take a breath. Okay, so the series of five, and I'll give options as we go. We're going to layer up just as we would do in class. So we can start with a little bit of space between the back and the mat. We go back to the first exercise we just did, bringing one knee up, the single leg stretch. Now this time we'll go left leg stretches out. Imagine you're pushing a button on the wall ahead of you and then return on the inhale. Can you exhale, lengthen the leg away and inhale as you return? So we might be thinking, well, this is good, or I'm going to let my back rest, or I'm going to do a single leg. And if you wanted, you would lightly let your back imprint and then hold on to one inside and outside of the thigh and the knee and draw the leg in towards you. And the hand position can be quite useful just to guide the leg in. Think hip, knee and ankle in alignment. And if we want a little bit extra, we go up to our full single leg stretch. The elbows widen, the shoulders soften, we nod the chin to the chest, we look between the thighs and we inhale and exhale. And if that's all feeling too much for the neck and shoulders, we could even try supporting the head as we do that. So we could try supporting the head in the hands if we prefer. And we'll go right to left, right leg stretching out, left leg stretching out. One more time each side. Inhale and exhale. Good. As we bring the knees in, if we brought the head up, we can slowly lower the head down. Put the feet down and do have a little breather. That just means the next exercise we can really focus on. The double leg stretch. So a little bit of space between the lower back and the mat. And we're going to start with arms coming up, arms circling around and back to our start. Inhaling the arms up and circling the arms around. Let's try that one more time. Inhaling the arms up and exhaling to circle the arms around and then come to a pause. So on this exercise, we're all going to start with the back lightly resting on the mat. We'll bring our knees up one at a time and then our big toes just touch. So the knees spread wide. So again, notice the whole of your spine on the ground. Again, we could stay with the arm action. We could even do a single leg action with this if we prefer. The hands are on the knees and we're going to inhale as we stretch the legs up and bring the arms to the side of the body. As we exhale, we draw the knees in. Good, so we can inhale the legs up and the arms to the side and then exhale the knees wide. So again, just notice your back on the mat. Inhale the legs up. And this time we'll squeeze the inner thighs together and exhale the arms all the way around. Inhale as you reach the arms at the side of the body and then exhale as you come down. So we've got 4 breaths there. So the inhale with the legs high, the exhale with the circle of the arms, firming up your centre. Inhale, reach. Good, and then exhale, draw the knees in. And then our last bit, as we do, if we wanted, we would nod the chin to chest, curl up on the inhale. So lifting to the tips of the shoulders, maybe even a little bit higher. And then your exhale as you circle the arms around. Inhale as you reach legs and arms. Exhale as you lower the upper body and bring the knees in. Inhaling, we go again. We can flex the feet as we bring the arms up just to the ears and then circle around to reach the fingertips away. There's a soft point through the feet as you exhale to come down. We'll do one more, whichever version you're on. So remember, it could be just a single leg going up, if you wanted, with the arm circles. It can be both legs with the curl up if you wanted that. Inhaling, exhale to circle the arms around. Inhale to reach, take a pause. And then exhale as you come all the way down. Again, let's put the feet to the floor and take a breath. Yeah, maybe even just turning the head from side to side. Let's find that space again between the lower back and the mat. And when you're ready, we'll bring the knees up one at a time. For toe taps, so right foot taps to the floor, and then the right knee comes back over the hip. Yeah, left foot taps to the floor, and then knee over the hip. Just checking we've got knees over the hips to start with. Yeah? So we can think of the back staying beautifully still, the hips staying still. Yeah? If we wanted, we could imprint the back, stretch the legs up and do a straighter leg version. And so exhaling away, inhaling back. And if we wanted a little bit extra, we add in the curl up and we hold behind the thigh with the elbows wide. So that's our full straight leg scissors, our full Pilates straight leg scissors. We could even have the fingertips up towards the knee, double checking we've got space between the ears and the shoulders. We've got a bit of space, we sometimes say a peach between the chin and the chest. The back is resting on the mat and we're using the breath to help. Here comes our last one. Left leg comes in, right leg comes in, and we bend the knees to recover. Again, we'll put the feet to the floor and take a breath. Crisscross. So again, we'll all lightly imprint the back. We'll bring the knees up one more time, one at a time. Interlace the fingers and take the hands into the back of the head. And as you look up to the ceiling, your elbows are in your peripheral vision. Now we can stay here, stretch out the right leg, pull in the left, stretch out the left leg, pull in the right. And you can build up to the double leg position, and we can always do a single leg, back staying still, still with all the same precision that we need in our Pilates movements. Back staying still, the alignment of the hip, the knee and the ankle. Yeah, or we've got our crisscross legs. If you wanted to add a little bit extra, there's a nod of the chin, and this time we curl up towards the waistband. And from here, we take the right elbow to the left knee and the left elbow to the right knee. We're inhaling and exhaling. We're looking back towards the elbow that we're rotating towards. The legs can be a little bit higher. If that helps, that can take the pressure out of the lower back. Yeah, inhale, exhale. We've got one more to do. We bring the knees in, we lower the upper body, we leave the hands in the back of the head and just take a breath. Double leg lowers, and we can do this with a single leg as well. So we'll let the back just rest happily on the mat. We'll bring the knees into chest. We'll extend the legs up. This is quite a small move, and I'd like you to connect with your inner thighs as you try this. So firm in the centre and a connection of the inner thighs. We're exhaling as we lower both legs, maybe 3 or 4 centimetres, and then inhaling to draw the legs back to the start. Can we exhale, lower the legs? This could be with a bit of softness through the knees, but just noticing that you're having to use your pelvic floor and abdominal connection to keep your back on the mat, as we've done throughout. So it could be our straight legs, exhaling the legs away, inhaling the legs back. Could be the bent knee. Yeah? And remember, it could even be the single leg. If we wanted a little bit extra, again, we've got the nod of the chin, the curl up, and as if the elbows are heading up towards your ankles. Soften the shoulders, and from here we double leg lower. Again, it doesn't have to be low. I'd like you again to come back to that inner thigh connection. Maybe even imagine the glutes. We're doing a bit of work there as well to support the back. Good, we've got 3 to go. Exhaling away and inhaling the legs back. Smooth and steady. Having a break if you need to. Go again, last time. Exhale the legs away from you and inhale the legs back. ready to bend the knees, and then recover, putting both feet back to the floor. Take a breath. So the 100, perhaps one of our, most iconic Pilates moves. This time we're going to go straight up to the top version of the 100, the one that's the most challenging, and then we'll drop back. So I'll give you the slightly more challenging option first, and then we'll drop back. We go back to where we just were with the double leg lowers. So the lower back imprints, arms at the side of the body, and the knees lift one at a time. When you're ready, the legs extend. Remember, you can still keep that softness through the knees. And as you fire up the backs of the arms and the shoulders, we nod the chin and curl up. And the 100 is a low position, so the tips of the shoulder blades are on the mat. Okay. From here, we're lowering on the inhale with 5 pumps of the arms. We're drawing the legs back on the exhale, 5 pumps of the arms. Inhale your Pilates breath, wide into the ribs, wide into the back. So if we wanted, we could bend the knees and still be doing the same position. We could bend the knees and still move the legs away from us and draw them back, coming from the hips. If we wanted the heads down, the bent knees or the straight legs, making that all a bit smaller. Yeah, that's it. And if we wanted, we could have a curl up with one knee, yeah, and then swapping, inhaling and exhaling. Yeah, we could have the head down with just our double knees. So whichever's going to suit you. We've got 2 more to do. So inhaling as we lower and exhaling as we're coming back. Don't forget that vigorous arm movement. Inhale as we pump. Exhale to make 100 breaths. And then bring the knees in and hug the knees in and let your head just roll from side to side. Just releasing the neck, releasing the shoulders. As we put the feet down, we'll pop over onto our side and come straight round onto our front. And from here, let's just come up into a supported back extension. And I want you to just notice a stretch through the front of the body. Maybe where we've been doing that curling up, or notice that we've used the strength in the centre. Can we go the opposite way? So I'd like us to tuck the toes, lift the chest, lift your gaze, open across your chest, and just find that quite a good stretch through the front of the body as you do that. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Good, then when you're ready, we'll come down onto our mat and just redress the actions that we've just been doing with a little bit of back extension. So our last 2 exercises, we're lifting our chest on the inhale, and as we exhale, we're reaching back towards the feet to find that length. Squeeze the shoulder blades lightly together, and then bend the elbows, let everything relax as we come down. Let's do that just one more time. So we're lifting, lengthening and stretching, and then reaching the arms back towards the feet. Little squeeze of the shoulders, maybe as you open your chest. And then gradually bend the elbows to come back to your start. And this time we'll bring the forearms under the body, and we'll finish just with our plank pose. So we'll lift just to the knees, option to stay here with the lengthened back. And then if we wanted, we tuck the toes, firm up the thighs and the buttocks, length through the spine. See if you can keep the length in the lower back rather than collapsing the lower back. Good, and hold for 10, breathe. 9, inhale, exhale. 8, see if we can keep the pelvis still. Can we keep the neck relaxed? 7, 6, 5, imagine the hip bones drawing closer together. Come back to that inner thigh and glute strength. 3, 2, dropping to the knees whenever you want to. Last one, lower to the knees. Push yourself all the way back. Drop the knees wide, and we'll finish in a child pose. Reaching the arms out ahead. Fold, letting the forehead rest on the mat, and maybe just allowing the arms then to soften. And let's have a few breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. ready, slowly come up. And thank you for joining me. See you again soon.